Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 188. This past week, I went to Toronto and came back, spent 3 full days there visiting family members I have not visited since 2011 in Toronto. So let me show you what happened, put this down in posterity in my Notes of a Nomad, and at the end, I had a gift that I got unexpectedly during this trip. So let's start with sharing my screen. And here is a picture of Duckworth's Fish and Chip Shop. Now, this particular store was recommended to me by a fellow I'd met online. He was in the Philippines. He's originally from Britain. He worked for the automotive industry in Detroit. And whilst he was there, he visited Toronto. And being a good British person, he likes fish and chips. And he said to me once a few months ago, if you ever go to Toronto, go to Duckworth's. Best fish and chips he's ever had. I thought, wow, coming from a British person, that must be good. So we went there, and definitely he was correct. Now, standing next to me is my stepdaughter here, is Sarah, and my stepson, Gareth. So those were the two individuals I haven't seen in Toronto since 2011. Now, inside this fish and chip shop is Sean, who is the fiance to Sarah. And there's some fish and chips that were delicious, unbelievable. The coleslaw was outstanding, and even the bread and butter was excellent. And there was gravy as well. Amazing what some of the best halibut and chips I've ever had. So thanks to David. But David passed away about a month ago. And I was looking forward to saying, David, I visited Duckworth's. Thanks for your recommendation. Unfortunately, he had, I think, my understanding, he had, last I spoke to him was just over about 6 weeks ago, and he was saying he was having terrible pain in his legs. And he had a lot of health problems. And I believe he got infection in his blood system, and he passed away unexpectedly. He's missed greatly in the Agra speakers, which is where we all met him and got to love David. So, but thanks to David, these are the best fish and chips I've probably ever had. The halibut was outstanding. Everything was just amazing. So, and the following day, which happens to be Sarah's 41st birthday, and we decided they're going to go to a place where we have played board games. And we played, it's called Snakes and Lattes. And we were playing a cowboy game where the objective was to shoot the sheriff. And we were playing card game. And of course, the person here is Mark, who is Sean's father. And just peeking out the corner here is Sean's mother, Denise. And so the six of us, Gareth was taking the picture here, went and played board games. And after that, we went to another shop. This was on Sarah's birthday, where there was lots of video games and all sorts of electronics, including Pac-Man and so on. And of course, pinball. I must have spent, I don't know, 40 times I played pinball. The beauty of this was I think you paid $10 to get in, and it was unlimited games. So we just played and played and played. And I also did skeet ball, which was another. I lost my touch. Getting old, I don't have the touch I used to have when I was a bit younger, but it was still excellent. So I enjoyed that. And here's a wonderful picture of Sean, who's Sarah's fiance. So they're, I think, a very positive couple. He is in real estate and she is in mortgages, and they're working together. And it looks like a wonderful partnership in many ways. So I wish them all the best. From what I've seen, it's going to be very, very successful. So all the best to Sean and Sarah. And then the following day, which was the Thursday, I went with Gareth, and he wanted to take me to see the 1966 Pontiac Parisian convertible that I used to drive around. Now, Gareth considers this a family member, and he hates to let family members go. And so he's been storing this car, but I think it's time to let it go, and hopefully he does, because he's paying to store a car that is no longer ever going to be on the road again. And I used to drive the 66 Pontiac all over the place with the convertible top down, and we had some great memories and great times in that convertible. So this is the last time I'll see the car, I think, and hopefully Gareth will stop paying for its storage and maybe get some revenue, whatever he can, for scrapping this car. So that was something he wanted to do. So we went and visited the 66 Pontiac Parisian convertible, an old family member. Now, I flew on 5 planes. I flew on inexpensive airlines. Uh, so they were short trips, and in a way it worked out. But I flew from Victoria to Calgary, and then Calgary to Toronto. On the way back, I flew from Toronto to Winnipeg, from Winnipeg to Calgary, and Calgary to Victoria. It was long days, the 2 days I traveled and spent 3 days there. But in the airport, it was, I think, where I caught COVID, on these crowded planes. And so today I tested myself and found you can hear in my chest, I got a bit of a cough. It's the second time I've had COVID. If you watched my videos and remembered, I had COVID previously around November when I arrived in Australia. And I assume that happened on airplanes, and it looks like it happened again. So I'm feeling well. I rode yesterday and I'll be rowing today again. So I think well, I've had 5 vaccinations for COVID. So it doesn't affect me, it appears. I don't expect it to be. So that was the gift, unexpected gift I received going to in Toronto this week. Saw my stepson and stepdaughter in Toronto. It was a wonderful time. And I've now got COVID as a gift. But with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family, and friends lots of love and laughter. Bye for now from Fred and Notes of a Nomad.